Welcome back to the Takeout. 2025 has been a bleak year for the Democratic Party. They're out of power in Washington, low on cash, and behind in national polls. Well, the think tank Third Way believes that part of the problem is language that the Democratic politicians use when speaking to voters. In a memo, Third Way listed 45 words or phrases that Democrats should avoid using because they might not connect with the average voter. Here are some of them: birthing person, Latinx, allyship, safe space, and cultural appropriation. Julian Zelizer joins us now. He's a professor of history and public affairs at Princeton University. It's great to see you. Thanks so much for being here. I want to talk a little bit about this memo and just in your experience, your analysis. Is the issue that Democrats have right now their wording, their phrases, how they're talking to voters?
Well, it's probably part of a problem. I mean, there's moments when parties focus on their language. Republicans did it after the 1988 election, and there's many examples of that. I think it's a mistake, though, to focus only on what you say in terms of the rhetoric. I think the basic agenda matters. I think the strategy matters, and Democrats need to be careful in plain word kind of smithing that they don't alienate parts of their coalition in an effort to reach other parts.
Yeah, it's interesting too because they are in the minority. They're behind on a lot of measures. They're kind of limited in what they can do. But kind of throughout history, have we seen parties be able to dig themselves out from these kind of dark moments while in the minority, while behind in cash and fundraising and polling?
Sure. I mean, it can take time. Republicans were really in a hole after the 1964 election where Lyndon Johnson decimated Barry Goldwater. The Republicans barely had any seats on Capitol Hill. And over time, they would rebuild themselves as early as 1968 when Richard Nixon won the presidency. And there's many examples of this. The same Democrats after the 1988 election, where Dukakis really got defeated by George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton came back. So parties can rebuild themselves, they can reinvigorate themselves. And they also have to remember that midterms historically are about the incumbent in the White House, not about the party. As much as we're focusing on that, it will be a mandate on President Trump.
Yeah, it seems like they're already integrating that in a lot of their messaging so far. And just finally, the Democratic Party doesn't really have a singular leader right now. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, given your historical knowledge?
I don't think a leader is going to emerge until after the midterms. That's part of
Mm.
why we have primaries and caucuses. That's where we get a singular figure. Again, midterms, the singular figure is President Trump, not any Democrat. So it's really about how the party positions themselves vis-a-vis him. They can do well without having a leader yet. They will need one, obviously, going into 2028, but there's a lot of time for that.
Donald Trump has been a longtime foil of the Democratic Party so far, so we will see what the midterms bring. Julian Zelizer, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.